Hi everybody, I'm Angela Cleary. I'm a feminine empowerment coach and I specialise in healing after narcissistic abuse. So today I want to talk about trusting your intuition. We tend to have these two back and forth voices in our heads. One is our soul, our intuition, and one is our ego or our comfort zone. Now it's very hard sometimes to trust our intuition, to trust our soul's guidance or our universal guidance. It's very easy to dismiss it. And I've done this a lot and I'm still every day learning which voice to listen to. Like our soul, our intuition, it's that quiet nudge that we get, but it's the one that makes us happy. So like if you get a little bit of guidance or an idea to do something and it kind of gives you a little bit of excitement and a bit of a buzz, that's usually your soul or your intuition. But normally straight away, like it's quiet, it'll come in every so often, but it won't be as persistent as your ego. So like, you could get excited about something and then straight away your other voice comes in and says, no, not today. Fuck it, no, I won't bother. No, I won't do that. Like for example, like I get a download for doing a video and I start practicing in my head and I'd be like, working on my lines and what to do and what to say and figuring out what all the information that I'd be giving. And I'd be all excited, and then after a while, or I'd wake up the next morning and I'd be like, oh, maybe I shouldn't, maybe not, maybe you shouldn't do that. And I'd be getting all these questions coming. This is from my comfort zone, from my ego telling me, no, maybe not, no, maybe not. You see, I think the ego, the comfort zone, it tries to prevent us from taking risks. It tries to prevent us from following our soul's path. It tries to keep us stuck in the comfort zone. In a way, it's trying to keep us safe. But this prevents us then from trying anything new or from trying anything that makes us excited. So even for example, if you've been getting that intuition to find a new job, to look for a new job, if you get that gut-wrenching feeling in your tummy every time you go into this job because it's a soul-destroying job, and you've been telling yourself for a long time, I should start looking for new work. But your ego will come in and say, no, but it's not that bad. No, it's grand. Like, this job is comfortable. You're used to it. You're getting money for it. It's fine. And like this will happen all the time and it will go around in a circle. And like, then you'll go back into that job. Like this will all happen like when you're off, like, the day off, you have your day off. And then you go back into this job and you're like, oh, this is why I don't want to work this job anymore. This is why I should have started looking for a new job. But we tend to talk ourselves, our ego tends to talk ourselves out of trusting our intuition. This happens with relationships as well. Like the two relationships I had in my 20s, towards the end, I knew in my heart and soul I needed to end these relationships. I knew in my heart and soul that they were not right for me. And I get like eventually, like, one of the days then my partner, my ex-partner would have abused me or treated me like shit. I would get so fucking, this is it now, I'm not putting up with this anymore, it's not right, no, this relationship isn't working, they're after hurting me again, I'm leaving, this is it, it's over. And then a few days would pass, because I'd overthink it, and they do something nice, and I'm like, oh, that's not that bad, that's grand, no, it's fine, no, the relationship is fine, I do love him. No. And then all of a sudden then you think everything's back to normal and then bang, they abuse you again, and then you go through that intuition telling you, get out, get the fuck out. But then your ego comes back in and tells you, oh no, it'll be fine, we're alright, there's nothing else out there for us, and it'll be like, oh, this is okay, no one else will ever love you, stay in this relationship, you're alright, you're happy. Do you get me? So we have to learn which one to trust. We have to learn which one is the one guiding us on the right path and which one is trying to keep us stuck in the wrong path. Like, today, like all day today, I was excited, like yesterday, about doing this video, and all day this morning, well, all day today, I'm up early, obviously, all morning, my ego has been coming and going, nah, it's Sunday, you relax on the couch, you don't need to do this video. And you're like, it's so ironic because I'm doing a video about trusting your intuition. And my ego is literally going, you don't need to do this, you don't need to do this, you don't need to do this. Do you get me? So you have to start listening to the voice that is guiding you in the right direction. The voice that tells you that job is not for you. That's the true voice. It's with the ego, with the comfort zone, with the negative voice, that's the pestering voice. That's the anxiety. That's the kind of one that keeps poking you and saying, no, don't do this, don't do this, don't do this, don't jump, don't take a leap of faith, don't send that message. Do you know what I mean? But your soul would be all happy. It'd be like, oh, I want to do this, I want to do this. If you get guided to speak to somebody or text somebody, you're like, yeah, I think I should talk to them. That sounds like a great idea. And then your ego comes in, don't do that, that's the wrong idea, that's the wrong idea. But the ego keeps poking at you, kind of poking at you with this anxious kind of a voice, and stops you from doing the things that you should really do. Do you know, and that's what I've been trying to trust lately. I've been very quick to dismiss my intuition a lot. Like, you know, on the weekends I might decide, oh, I'll pull a few tarot cards, and then straight away my ego will come in and go, no, you won't bother. No, don't do that. But the minute I do, I'm like, yes, why didn't I do this already? Do you know what I mean? And when you actually follow your intuition, you feel happier because of it. And even like yesterday, like normally I get the intuition to do a 72-hour fast. But my ego will come in and it'll take me about 3 weeks to plan for this fucking fast, because my ego will be like, oh, there's food in the fridge, you need to eat that. Oh, you want to eat this tomorrow, you don't want to do that fast. But yesterday, literally, halfway through the day, I got the intuition, do a 24-hour fast. Start now. And I just said, I'm starting now. And I haven't, like, you know what, normally if I start a fast and I wait so long to do it, I started and I'm hungry from the minute I start to the fucking end of it, like. Whereas yesterday I started and I haven't been hungry because I just trusted the intuition, the guidance to do it right then and there. And now I'm even getting the intuition to go a bit further than 24 hours. Do you get me? So like, I'm listening to that. And then we get messages as well from the universe that we don't trust. And we get this repetitive messages. And our soul is quick to, or our ego is quick to dismiss this. Straight away we'd be like, oh, that's a message. And then we're like, no, it's not. Or is it? You know what I mean? And like, you know, I get guidance to watch movies or watch certain things. And like, you know, normally I'd be like, that's repetitive, that's an intuition, that's a message. Whereas today, I've actually seen a movie come up again, and I'm like, I've seen that so many times, why wasn't I fucking listening? Because we tend to close off, we close off our minds to the guidance that we receive internally and externally. We're quick to dismiss the guidance of the truth, the guidance within our souls, the guidance of our intuition, the guidance of the universe, the guidance for our true path. So, you know, if you are getting, like if you're going into a job that literally makes your stomach turn with the thoughts, just really doesn't make you happy. If you keep getting guidance to look for a new job, trust that. Don't let your ego mind come in and say, oh, you're comfortable, it's fine, it gives you money, you're used to it. It's hard starting off. It's hard for change. It's hard for something new. Don't listen to that. It is hard to change. It is hard to do stuff that's new. But it's so much harder to stay in these environments that don't suit us. The same with the relationships. If you've been getting that intuition to end a relationship for a long time, but then your ego mind keeps coming back in and saying, don't do that. You're comfortable. It's fine. We're only no abuse. You're allowed to be abused. It's okay. You deserve abuse. This is the kind of shit that your ego mind will tell you. Stop listening to that. Listen to the truth within your soul. Listen to your intuition and your guidance, and learn how to be receptive to the guidance you get within yourself. Because that's the thing, like, you know, I get messages from the universe and I need to trust that as well. But I get messages from myself, from my own intuition. And I've been quick to dismiss it. I've been like, no, it's grand. Jesus, I hate that phrase. I'm starting to really hate that phrase. No, it's grand. Oh, it's fine. No, I won't do that. Won't jump out of his comfort zone. Do you know, and like, it bugs me then, because eventually then you keep getting the message. Like, the soul is quiet. It will keep giving you that message, but it won't pester you. It will give you that message once, expect you to trust it, and then your ego mind comes in. And you tend to trust the ego mind. And then the soul will bring up that message again, and you have to try and fight your ego mind to actually trust it. But it will keep coming up, but it won't pester you. Whereas the ego mind is going to poke you and go, don't do that, don't do that, don't do that. You don't want to do that. You don't want change. You don't need change. You're comfortable in your comfort zone. Do you know what I mean? So like, you have to learn what sets your soul on fire. What gives you a spark. Trust that. Like, if you're getting excited by something, like, and I've understood this as well about energy. Like, 1 minute I could be like really, really excited about something. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that. And then the next day I could wake up and I'm like, oh shit, do I really want to do that? Am I going to do that? And then I'm like, no, hold on now. I felt so good yesterday when I was excited about this. I'm going to trust that. And now I'm starting to understand, or now I'm starting to trust the excitedness. Do you know, I'm starting to trust, if I get two different states, so if I get excited about something, but then an hour or two later or the day after I get depressed about it, I will start to trust the happy state. I will start to trust what sets my soul on fire, what gives me excitement. I will flow with that instead of flowing with the ego mind. And we really, really need to be aware of it. And like, don't get me wrong, the intuition will tell you when not to do something as well. So if, like with the job, it will give you that gut-wrenching feeling in your tummy. It will give you that fear to try and warn you against something. So you have to be aware of that as well. Your intuition isn't always going to be excited. It can be a warning as well. So you need to decipher which is which, you know, and you need to decipher which is keeping you stuck or which is keeping you safe as well. Do you get me? Like your soul is going to keep you safe and keep you on the right path, but your ego is going to try and keep you stuck. So you have to see which is which. Like, you know, as I said, like today I was kept all morning. I was like, sit down on the couch, relax, have a nice movie day for yourself. You don't need to do this video. And I'm like, if I kept listening to that, like, don't get me wrong, if you're tired and your body's all run down and if you're sick, you need to rest. That's your intuition. That's your guidance telling you need to rest. But when you're excited to do something, but then you get this, it's the lazy mind as well, coming in and saying, just relax. You don't need to do that today. You relax, do it tomorrow. Leave it to tomorrow. But you know, and that is your ego trying to keep you stuck. It's trying to stop you from doing stuff that makes you better. Like, you know, as I said, with the fasting, the ego stops me from doing that because the ego knows it's going to make me feel good and it's going to change me. Do you get me? So, like, it's weird. Like, it's like, you know, if we change, the ego has less control. So the ego is trying to kind of go, don't do that. Don't do that. That's going to make you feel, well, it's not going to say that, yeah? But like when it's something like that, when it's like, there's times when I'm going to do an hour-long Kundalini yoga and my ego is like, don't bother. Or a breathwork session even. Like last week I was like, kept getting guidance to this breathwork session and my ego kept saying, no, not today, no, not today. Oh, it takes too much time, And it's just like, my ego is obviously trying to stop me from feeling better, from getting this breakthrough. Because with Kundalini and with breathwork especially, I have massive breakthroughs. I have massive kind of epiphanies or wake-up calls afterwards. And this will in turn help me to go along my true path quicker. Whereas my ego is like, don't do that breathwork session. We don't want you to leave that comfort zone. So you have to understand, do what makes you feel good. Do you know what I mean? Like, so like, for example, trying a new routine. Like when I started doing exercise in the mornings and doing my meditation properly and just doing a ritual every morning, say like a routine every morning of exercise, meditation, etc. And like my shower straight afterwards, but doing it in sequence so that I drummed it in as a part of my routine. The first while I was doing that, my ego was like, oh, you don't want to do this. You don't want to do exercise. You don't want to feel better. Like you don't want to do this exercise because it hurts or it's uncomfortable. You're tired. Relax. Go back to bed. This kind of thing. It's trying to stop me from being healthier and getting better. It's trying to keep me stuck in my old ways. Like this is a kind of a safety thing. It's like the way they say, you know, back in the day when we were in cavemen mentality, back in the Stone Age, it was dangerous to go outside the cave for fear of death by getting killed by a saber-toothed tiger or another tribe, etc. So you know, your ego, your fight or flight would keep you inside that cave for safety. And this is what the ego does. The ego's not trying to be a bitch, like, you know, they're just trying to keep you safe, but based on the old ways, based on the caveman mentality. Whereas now we're in this abundant era, we're in this love and excitement, a world of opportunities. So we have, it's safe, like, it's safe. We can go outside the door, we're not going to get killed, like, do you know what I mean? It's safe, we're not going to get a spiritual ass kind of thing. So it's safe to trust our intuition. It's safe to take risk. It's safe to reach for the stars. but it's safe to learn, it's safe to grow. So like if you're getting an intuition that like, you know, do that exercise in the morning, do that meditation in the morning, but your ego is like, oh, stay lazy, stay here, stay in the comfort, go back to bed. Don't listen to that, because you know that this exercise, this meditation is going to make your mind, your body and your soul healthier. Do you know, and if you're getting guidance to try a new course or try a new career path, this is to expand you. This is to make you better. So if you know something is going to make you better, trust that. Don't let your ego come in and say, stop. Don't let your ego prevent you from trying new things, from taking those risks, from being more adventurous. Like, you know, it's different. Like, you know, when it comes to something healthy, when it comes to something that will make you better, healthier, and in mind and body and spirit, if it makes you better, don't listen to the voice that tries to tell you to stop. Listen to your intuition that tells you that this is going to be good for you. And like, as I said, at the start of me changing my routine in the mornings, for the first 2 or 3 weeks, I was like, I don't want to do this. I want to go back to bed. This is not right. I don't want to exercise. I don't want to do it. You know, the ego was like coming in and coming in and coming in. And now, like, I don't think it's about 5 or 6 weeks later, and it's like a part of my routine. It's like breathing. I get up in the morning and it's like a drill I do. It's like, it's a part of my, it's just, it's kind of drummed into me now. It's easy now. You know, and it's fulfilling now because I feel better. I feel healthier because of it. And every morning then I get up and I change my state by doing this. So I might get up feeling tired, but after I do my little exercise and my meditation and my shower, I feel fantastic and I feel ready for the day. Do you know, so it actually, when I stopped listening to the ego and actually followed this, you know, and I feel better because of it. And now I realize that I have to start listening to this voice more. I have to start listening to my intuition more and not listen to that ego mind, that ego voice that tries to keep me stuck, because that's what I've been like for the last, it's discipline. It's self-discipline. Over the last few years, as I've been spiritually awakening, I have lacked discipline in many areas. And that's because I kept listening to the ego mind that kept me stuck. So, like, I'd be binge eating at the weekends. I'd be, you know, unhealthy eating, you know, and I'd eat to the point where my tummy would hurt. Do you know what I mean? Even though my intuition was telling me, don't do this, like, you know, the ego mind was like, oh, go on, have another bite, go on, have another bite. And, like, it stopped me from doing diets. It stopped me from, like, fasting and stuff. And it stopped me from doing stuff that was beneficial for my health. But now that I've changed my state over the last couple of months, I have started to realise that if I fight past this ego mind, when I actually incorporate new routines or go for those things that I'm guided to go for, like the new courses or the job that I want to go for or the goals that I want to reach, when I fight through that ego mind, I feel so much better. Like 6 or 8, it was the end of January when I started this routine in the mornings, and I was lazy. I was so lazy. I was having breakfast in bed every morning as a way of self-care. I realise now that was a way of my fucking ego trying to keep me stuck, because I'd spend hours in bed on my phone before I'd even move. Now I don't even look at the phone before I get up. I check the time and I leave the phone where it is. I get up and I go out and get my breakfast. I'll do my exercise. I'll do my meditation and all that. And I have my shower before I even pick up that phone. Do you know what I mean? I have a different mindset now and a different routine because I fought through that ego mind. And as I said, every morning I tried that exercise. I was like, no, do I have to do this? Do I have to do this? Do I have to do this? But I fought through and I feel so much healthier because of it. My diet is better now as well because I'm not binging eating at the weekends. What I used to say was, I'm going to treat myself now at the weekends because it's the weekend. I'm going to eat twice as much and it's fine. I'll eat healthy during the week. But now I'm like, no. Like, if you want to be healthy, you don't overindulge at the weekends just because it's the weekend. So now I have my proper eating habits through the 7 days. And I feel better because of it. Because, like, in fairness, I would overeat at the weekends, feel like shit, and then try and get back to eating healthy during the week. Whereas I'd be more hungry then, because I would be overindulging at the weekend, and then I'd be eating less during the week, and I'd be like, oh, I want to eat more. Do you get me? So, you know, now that I'm eating the same amount all through the week, I feel good all through the week. I don't feel unhealthy at the weekends. Do you get me? So I started listening to the intuition and the guidance that makes me feel good. If it makes you feel good, go after it. If you need to leave that job, do that. Don't let the ego mind say you're okay, you're happy. Because the next time you go back into that job, you're going to go, oh, this is why I was supposed to look for a job. Like this happened with me when I was working in a factory as a supervisor. I didn't want to leave the job because I loved my workers and I loved my people and actually loved I loved the challenge of the job. But my narcissistic boss was the reason I had to leave. Early on when he started pushing people out, I got the intuition, I better start looking for a job, or because I'm next. He drove out somebody that was there 9 years, then another guy that was there 20 years. And I was like, oh shit, I'm next. I need to start looking for a job. And I lazily started looking for a new job. But every time I went in, I'd be like, oh, I love my people. I love my people. I don't want to leave. And then my boss would do something nasty again. And I'm like, shit, I have to look for a new job. And then one day when I saw his face, and I was just like, oh, okay, I really, really have to look for a new job. And I did. And then I finally got a new job and I left. But it took a long time for me to follow that intuition, because I was so happy. There was parts of that job that I loved that made me happy. But and the same with the relationships. My exes would abuse me one day and then they'd be nice the next day, and I'd be like, oh, it's fine, it's comfortable, we'll stay here. And then all of a sudden they'd attack me again, and then I'd start to realise this needs to happen. And it will keep going around in a circle. Your soul will come in, your intuition will come in again and again to remind you that you need to follow this path. But your ego will keep coming in. Your ego is kind of, it's annoying. It's an anxious thing. It's like, stay here, it's comfortable, you're fine, it's fine. Do you know what I mean? So you kind of have to decipher which one to listen to. Which one is your soul's guidance and which one is your ego? And you have to understand which one to trust. Trust the one that sets your soul free. And that's the thing, the one that sets your soul free. How do you feel when you don't think about working that job, or when you think that you can free yourself from that relationship? How do you feel when you think about the outcome to making these decisions, to starting this exercise routine, to starting this pursuit for a better job or a better career, starting your own business? Think about the outcome of that. Think about the powerful feeling you will have from having your own career, or from pursuing your dreams, or from being healthier. The life you can create for yourself, the life you can create for your children. Think about that and stop staying stuck, because the ego will keep you stuck for as long as it can. We need to learn how to trust that intuition and stop dismissing it. Trust the guidance from the universe, but trust your own inner guidance, because that's what it is. Your intuition is your own inner guidance. It's your truth. So trust that. And don't let the ego keep you stuck in a comfort zone where you're not actually that comfortable. Break free from that. Break free from the mundane. Break free from that stuck, stagnant energy. Break free from that toxic relationship. Break free from that soul-destroying job. Pursue your dreams, pursue your goals, pursue the love that you deserve, and create a life of abundance and of greater opportunity by following and trusting your intuition. So thank you so much for listening today, and I hope this resonates. If it does, please like and share, and please like and share my page. Thank you.